Is it pouring down there by you guys?
No, but it looks like it's going to be. By the way, I don't know.
It is pouring.
We had an earthquake here in New York, New Jersey.
Boca. It's coming down. Unbelievable.
Okay, guys, we are on live. I want to welcome everyone once again. You guys hear me well?
Thank you, Rabbi. We hear you well, loud and clear, Rabbi.
Okay, beautiful,
If we could just kick it off with Refuah Shlama.
Yeah, Refuah Shlama.
To Jack's little girl and to Ilya's father. Yeah. Wow, we got Joey Diamonds here too, Rabbi. If you notice,
we got Elon in the house. Very good. Another neighbor. Jack, what's your daughter's name?
Rosalie Shoshana.
So, Rabbi,
I don't hear. Say it again one more time, slowly.
Rosalie Shoshana Bat Alexandra Ilyayev.
Refuah Shlema to that name. Okay. Ilya, what's your father's name?
Hio Ben Mazal.
You gotta say it slowly.
Hio
Ben Mazal. Okay, Refuah Shlema. Elon, welcome, Elon. Joey Diamond. Why Joey Diamond?
That's the stage name, you know.
Hide behind the scenes. Baby.
It's very nice to see you, Elon. Very nice to see you.
Ruben to relay.
I understand.
Wait a minute. Am I allowed to be on this box with this Joey Diamond? I don't know him. I don't know if he was vetted properly. Jack,
I was asked to join this only because of you.
Joey Diamond okay, or should I log out or something?
He's vetted to remove his pillows. Verified blue check.
You know, Rich, I got to tell you, Joey Diamonds, a.k.a. Elon, is a very big fan of yours.
Oh, really?
I just got to tell you.
Okay. Well, all of our hearts are on the people that aren't feeling well, including my brother Jack. So that's
okay.
None of this stuff matters without the health of our family.
Okay, unfortunately, sure. All of them. Okay. Rabotai, I want to continue with you. Israel, welcome. I want to continue, guys, with you what we started yesterday. After seeing the obligation that a husband and a wife have towards one another, I wanted to come down to what do you guys think, Avi, welcome. What do you guys think, in your opinion, is one thing that stays in the way between two couples when it comes to divorce? I still didn't get a good answer from you guys yesterday. We jumped around here, there.
Communication.
We spoke about communication. I'm saying, like, why do people, let me maybe rephrase the question. Why do people go through divorce? Let's put it like, why do people go through divorce knowing it's wrong? Knowing their children are going to suffer. It's going to be hard on the wife. It's going to be hard on the husband. It's going to be hard on the families. Why do people still follow through with it?
It can be an ego thing where they're just simply over each other. They're not in love anymore.
Jack, I like what you're saying, an ego thing. You're saying something very powerful. Anybody else has any other opinion?
What's the question?
The question was, Ephraim, why do people follow through divorce knowing that it is wrong?
Ego.
It's actually very smart. Anyone else? Richard, I need you to speak, Richard.
Rabbi, the first question should be, why are people getting into divorce first off?
I was told to be very quiet today.
Why?
Because I don't want you guys to get all the good ratings without me participating. So I still want to know where the kitty's coming in. Where's my piece? You know what I mean?
The doctor's right there.
Israel, what did you say?
Doctor's going in the room.
Thank you, sir.
Israel, what do you want to say before?
Nothing. I said communication, but that was not the...
Right. No, somebody else was saying something. Gregory, you said anything?
There's no chemistry, Rabbi. That's it. Once the spark dies down, if it's not there, it's not there. What can you do?
Yeah, even though divorce
No mutual respect.
But I think
it's a combination of a lot of things.
I know, but again, I'm not speaking about right now, chemistry, no chemistry. I'm speaking, why do people go through divorce?
Why is it divorcing? Meaning, like...
No, why do they follow up? Why do they get divorced? What do you mean there's no chemistry? Make the chemistry work. What's the problem? Make it work. There's no chemistry.
Do you hear me?
Every month a woman goes to the mikveh is a new wedding chemistry. Every month is a renewal.
So Richard, what Ephraim is saying is that there's an obligation on a woman to go to these holy waters, which is going to cost you. Basically, you're getting remarried again. So not only she goes to the mikveh, which costs money, you got to take her out, then you got to do her nails again. Richard's out. Richard, where you going? I'm messing with you, Richard. 1 second. Ephraim, did you check out
No. I'm not getting married a third time, guys. No shot, even with a kippah on, no third girl for me.
Richard, they say it's easier to keep the old one than get married to a new one.
Well, you guys must have it all figured out because...
No, I don't. I'm asking you guys a question. I'm asking you a question. I don't know why Gregory's quiet. I think Gregory's wife probably saw the last podcast, so he's quiet now.
He's enjoying his lunch right now.
Lunch, I hear. Jeff, what did you want to say, Jeff?
I wanted to say that even though a divorce is bad, being in a toxic marriage or a toxic household is even worse.
Beautiful.
For the family, for the kids. So sometimes you just have to, cut your losses and move on.
They say that if you marry a girl 20 years younger than you the second time, it always works out good. That's what they say.
I know someone that did actually, and he ain't complaining.
Well, I got a few second marriage guys. They are very, very happy. I don't know.
Second time's the charm.
Yeah,
I think third time's the charm.
You got some very good responses here.
Yeah, actually good. But I'll tell you something. The ones that said about ego actually hit it on the mark. It all comes down. You're right. There might be no chemistry. There might be no communication. All these things are fixable. You could go ahead. You could fix it. You could start dating your wife again, which a lot of us unfortunately don't do. For whatever reason, maybe we don't have time. Maybe, maybe, I don't know. Maybe one is, like you said, no chemistry. But all that can be fixed, There is a halakha in the Shulchan Aruch in chapter 2 in halakha Vav. It says over there, Asur lelech bekom zegufa. It says one is not, Arthur, welcome. It says one is not allowed to walk with an upright stature. Now, Rabotai, do you hear what I'm saying now or not, Jack? One is not allowed to walk with an upright stature. You can't walk. You cannot walk like this with your head up high. You can't. I'm not telling you. I'm not speaking about confidence. I'm speaking about ego right now. Sometimes you're sitting in shul. A person walks in 10 o'clock with a coffee in his hand, and he walks in as if he's the Donald Trump. As if he's level of 5, somebody big. What do? You come into God's house. You're coming late. Walking quietly and sit down. It's one thing you come early. It's another thing you come late. So, Rabotai, do you know the problem is when a person is haughty? And I'll show you with this why a lot of people get divorced. It's not only men, by the way. It also applies to women equally. But this ego, this pride gets in our way. When we go through the divorce process because we want to show that I'm right and she's wrong. And she wants to show that he's wrong and I'm right. But Rabotai, in the end, who suffers? Artur, welcome. In the end, who suffers? The children, Bilin, the poor children. But they're tough. The mother, the father, what are you going to show? What are you going to show? You're destroying your own children's life. Now, like Jeff said, if it's a real toxic relationship, where it's really bad, that's why divorce was made. The Gemara says that the Beit HaMikdash, Richard, what's the Beit HaMikdash, Richard? The Beit HaMikdash is the, how do you call that?
The temple.
The temple, thank you.
It's the Notre Dame, basically, right?
The Beit HaMikdash, there's a better word for it, Ephraim.
The Holy Temple in Israel.
The Holy Temple, okay, thank you. The Holy Temple, right, okay. The Holy Temple in Israel, they say that when a person gets divorced, even the stones of the Holy Temple in Israel cry. The stones cry, they have feelings. So Richard, if divorce is so bad and people, the stones even cry, so why do we allow? Why is there a whole Gemara? There's a whole book on divorce. Why you should get divorced. So one of the things, Richard, the Gemara brings down, that if a wife doesn't salt her husband's food correctly, or the way he likes it to his liking, the husband's able to divorce his wife. Can you believe it? What did he do? What did she do? What did she do wrong? What did she sleep with another guy? So Jack, the rabbis, they explain to us something very beautiful. We're not concerned that she wronged him, because she didn't wrong him. But a woman could never live with a guy who's very picky. A guy can be, I want my things perfect.
Picky in what sense?
In food.
Hori.
Not hot, in food. He cannot be, every little thing bothers him. Every little thing she does, the chair's not the right way, the shoes are not in the right place. There's a better word than picky. It's, I don't want to say annoying.
OCD?
Huh?
OCD?
OCD, yeah, thank you. OCD is a better word.
Rabbi, sorry to interrupt you, but somebody once told me, don't look at the flaws, but look at the positives. Always appreciate the positives.
That's the challenge. That's the challenge. The challenge is to look at the positives.
They're blind.
Right. Unfortunately, we always look at everything bad and everything good. You understand? When you have the wife, she says, you never do anything for me. Never? Or the husband says to the wife, you never do. What do you mean never? How can you even use such a word, never? You know how much we've been doing together so far? Children, marriage, ups and downs. What do you mean never? So you're right. So that's a very big problem. Now I'll tell you why, Rabotai, this ego thing is what's going to destroy a couple's marriage, because not one of them want to give in. Ilya, if you guys ever went to the zoo and you ever see two sheep, I went to a zoo, I saw two bulls, not bulls, what do you call it? Buffaloes. When they were hitting head against head, it's crazy. Huh? It's nuts how they hit head against head. Who's going to win the battle? One of them for sure is going to win, but one of them is going to be injured. When a husband and a wife, if the wife doesn't understand and she has a mouth that runs, the husband needs to know to be quiet. Or vice versa, it doesn't matter. Because if both of them start right now ratting back and forth, attacking each other, one of them is going to get injured.
Or both.
Or even both, correct. Or even both. That's what the Mishnah Berurah says. The Mishnah Berurah says, what is so bad about ego? What's so bad? Why, I can't have ego? I cannot be prideful? Now, there's a healthy type of pride, but there's a very bad type of pride. The Mishnah Berurah says, do you know why when a person has an ego, a very negative ego, thinking he's all that? The Mishnah Berurah says, if I can explain to you like this, that you push away the feet of Hashem away from this world. That's how bad it is. Ego pushes Hashem away. Try to push Shaquille O'Neal into one of those mini cars, those mini coupes, without, the sunroof opening. He's going to try to go up. He's not going to be able to go. He's going to have to break the roof. When a person has that ego, Hashem says, I want to come down and I want to help you. But what do? We push Hashem away, and then we wonder why Hashem is not on our side, why nothing goes right for us. It's our own ego that pushes us away, that pushes Hashem away. That's why he says the later generation rabbis, they say it's not only that you're not allowed to walk in a upright stature, but they say even if it's less than 4 amot, less than 8 feet about, even when you're standing and you're not walking, a person always has to be humble. A person should never be haughty. Yes, now you're over here, but you never know what's going to be with you tomorrow. You guys ever take, I don't have over here a plate in front of me. Say it again. I don't have over here a plate.
Well said.
I don't have over here a
Well
plate.
said.
I don't know.
What are you looking for?
Now I'm just looking for something around. Let's try to envision this together. Richard, you with me, Richard?
Yeah, just a lot going on right now. Thank you.
No problem. Watch this. If let's say this is the circle, correct? You're on top over here. Remember, the world always turns. So now you were on top at one point over here. Now, when you're turning, the person can chas v'shalom end up on the bottom, and the people that were on the bottom are going to end up on the top. That's why a person always has to be humble. And one of the biggest problems today is when you deal with couples that want to get divorced, it's all about gava. It's all about ego. I'm right, she's wrong, and I'm going to prove her wrong. There's nothing what to prove. You're destroying your family. If a person is able to swallow that, he's able to have a marriage. But we can't. That's a problem. Men think they're men. Today, women, like I explained yesterday, they want to wear the pants in the house. But a woman needs to know her place, and the husband needs to know his place. A wife is a wife, and the husband is the husband in the house. He's the man in the house, not the woman. Woman is the woman in the house.
Rabbi, I feel like that's also applicable to the business world, right? You and your partners. I mean,
very much, 100%, very much. Yes, very much. You're never allowed to go ahead and treat any employee or employer or anybody else, even a janitor, you're never ever allowed to treat them with disrespect. Never. You can't ever look down on them. Because Pirkei Avot says, the Chazal bring down the rabbis of blessed memory, they say everyone has their time. Today, somebody who's small in your eyes, you don't know what's going to be in 10 years from now. So therefore, you have to be very, very careful with them. You know, there's a story that there was one guy, he was working in the meat factory, and I don't know if you guys ever have been in a meat factory. They have a lot of refrigerators. When you walk into the refrigerator, a lot of these refrigerators, they lock themselves, you get locked in from the outside, from the inside. You can't come out. So there was a non-Jewish security guard who was always watching the meat factory. And the boss told him, why don't you go home today? He says, I can't go home. So why not? Because there's one Jew that didn't come out yet. He's like, how do you know? There's thousands of workers, everybody left. Maybe he also went with them. He says, no, impossible that he left. So what did this non-Jew do? He went into the meat factory. He went through every single refrigerator until he found the Jew locked in one of the freezers of the meat. When he opened it, he took him out. Otherwise, he would have died. He would have been overnight. And they asked the non-Jewish person, why did you stay for this Jewish guy? How did you know he was still inside the meat factory? He said, because this Jew, with everything that he has, never ever once overlooked who I am. Every time he would pass by, he would say hello. When he would leave, he would say bye-bye. He treated me like a person. And unfortunately, we don't have this. We think the janitor is the janitor. A doorman is the doorman. Somebody delivers food, we don't appreciate them. This is what it comes down to, you understand? Do you know why? Because we think we're on top of the world. But we have to respect everyone equally. And how much more so when it comes to your wife and your children.
Emet.
Rabotai, there is a Gemara in Masechet Sotah and Daf Hey Amor Aleph. It says something crazy. A guy that has ego, a guy who's full of himself, it says over there, Kol Adam sheish bo gasut aruach, lasov mitma'et. Anybody who's haughty, in the end, you should know Hashem is going to bring him down from his position. He's going to minimize him. He was rich, he's going to make him poor. Wow, that's it. Hashem did not put you in this world to go ahead and look down on other people. Whether it's Jews or whether it's non-Jews. On the contrary, when you're dealing with non-Jews, you always have to be careful. I don't know if you ever drive by over on the Grand Central, you have people that stand on the corner collecting money. Sometimes you have mothers with babies, especially the Mexicans, unfortunately. Yes. Right? Yes. And if you pay close attention, Rabotai, my wife always tells me, why do you have to stop? Now, Rabotai, you have to keep right over here. You stop and you give them money, they see you're a Jew, you just sanctified Hashem's name. One of the people told me one time, she told me that it's me and another guy, there's another Jewish guy that brings her breakfast every single morning. Everybody else just drives by as if nobody is there. We can make a difference, Rabotai. And the way is by paying attention to small things.
That's powerful, Rabbi. Rabbi, general question.
Yeah.
You see people with gava all the time, haughtiness, right? They think they're full of themselves. They think so much of themselves. But yet, they're thriving. They're growing. God gives them so many blessings. How do we explain that away?
Temporary.
Okay, define what does it mean success in your eyes. Is Elon Musk successful?
If you look at it from a monetary standpoint of view, very much so.
If money is what makes a person successful, then we have everything upside down.
No. I said if you look at it from that perspective.
If I look at
monetary, yeah.
If I look at his family, at the children, or where they are, where they're going, or any other
he's not successful.
That's not successful. Agreed. It's how do you define give me the definition of success.
Let's just say he has a good family, right? He has kids. And he has a lot of health and parnasah. How do we explain that away?
In general, I'm not speaking about Elon Musk. Let's say in general.
In general, right.
So it could be, a lot of times, it could be the reward that he's getting in this world, either because of his forefathers or either because Hashem wants to pay him in this world. The Torah says towards the end of the Devarim, sometimes when Hashem doesn't want to see somebody in the next world, because after a person dies, his soul goes up to Hashem.
Pays him in advance.
Say it again?
He pays him in advance.
Right, he pays him cash in advance in this world, correct. Again, I'm not here to go ahead and tell you what each person is doing. Like, if I'll see anybody right now outside, I'm not going to tell you that this person is holy, I'm not looking at people if they're holy or not. Each one has to work on ourselves. I'm just telling you through the people that I've been dealing with, and I've been dealing with lawyers and doctors and business, and the way they speak, like, this is your wife, this is your children, what are you doing? I don't need her no more. Come on, where's your mind? Where's your masgi? Come on, who speaks like that?
That's the ego and pride you were talking about.
Because why? Because they're big, they made it now. After all this years, she went through them, she was with him, with ups and downs, now he really made it. Why do I need her? Because why? Now he has other women probably on the side. He thinks they're going to do exactly the same thing she's going to do. They're not going to do half of what she's able to do. No woman is able to do what your wife is able to do.
Question.
Yeah.
Just following up to Ruben's comment. What is the definition of success according to Torah?
Well, that's good. The definition of success according to Torah is when the parents go in the ways of Hashem and they see their children go in the ways of Hashem. When your children go in the ways of Hashem, that is the greatest success a parent can feel. But if God forbid a person's children go off the way of Hashem, then parents will never sleep at night. They'll always worry. Therapists, drug, it's very dangerous, it's very bad. Success in the eyes of Torah is when your children go in the ways of Hashem.
Absolutely, I agree.
Rabotai, just to give you an understanding, what does it mean? What does it mean for a guy to, for people that think about chas v'shalom divorcing? What does it mean a wife? Like, what do we, when we look at our woman, right? How do we look at them? Do we look at her as a slave, chas v'shalom? Do we look at her as a mother? Do we look at her as a wife? I mean, where did a guy get the right to do, meaning to go ahead and disrespect his wife like that? From where? He has no right. It says in the Torah that tzar balechaim is from the Torah. If you are not allowed to cause pain to an animal, can I go ahead right now and start beating up an animal? Can I beat up a dog? Can I start hitting a dog for no reason? I'm not allowed to, because the tzar balechaim is called you're causing pain to an animal. I'm not allowed to cause pain to an animal. If you're not allowed to cause pain to an animal, how much more so you shouldn't cause pain to your wife or anyone else? You know why? That's why the halakha says, Jeff, that if you have a dog in your house, or a cat, or any other living animal, you're not allowed to sit down and eat until you first feed the animal. Because once I ate, I think I'm full. First take care of them, then think about yourself. And not just, it just hit me. Sometimes you see people, again, I'm not judging anyone, but sometimes you see people, the husbands, on Shabbatot, or when they go out, they sit down and they start eating like monsters. One second, did your wife take? Did your kids take? Did your guests take? You have to always think about the other person. How can I give him? How can I give her? How can I give to them? Make sure once they eat, then go ahead and take. Even though, by the way, the halakha says that the children should never take food from the table until the father first reaches and touches the food. It's one thing we have to teach our children also. But Rabotai, there's many halachot to this.
But Rabbi, I see a lot of times, for instance, yes, I've noticed how people can be selfish and only care about themselves when they're sitting at the table. But I've seen a majority of the times where the parents or the guests would feed the kids first. We want to take care of the kids first, and then we would sit down and have the meal as the adults.
You're saying the parents or the guests?
No, let's say if the guests come with their kids and your kids, in the house, we would want to prioritize the kids first, and then, we would sit down.
Correct, and that's very important to do. That's very important to do, to show kids that they are important. Because if we don't make our kids important, somebody else is going to make them important. And if that somebody else is not a good person, we're going to have a lot of problems.
Yeah.
You do have to prioritize your children.
Just like making your wife feel special and appreciative at all times, unless somebody else is going to make her feel that.
Correct. Gregory, what's so funny? Who's Gregory? What's Gregory doing? Rabota, I want to share with you a story. I want to conclude with the story. It's a very powerful story. There's a Gemara. I don't remember the source right now exactly, but the Gemara brings down a story with a Tana. A Tana was a rabbi who was able to revive the dead. Like if a person dies, he's able to revive him. That's how big he was. I think his name was Rabbi Chia, if I'm not mistaken. I think his name was Rabbi Chia. But that's not important right now. What's important right now is like this. He used to give classes to 100 of boys. Imagine sitting in your office, in your Oval Office where you guys sit, and you have a meeting with all your workers or all your employees, whatever it might be. Now, your wife walks in, and she screams at you in front of everybody. What do you guys do?
Personally, me, I would excuse myself and step out, take her outside of the room and address the situation. I wouldn't antagonize screaming back.
What happens if the next day she comes, you bought her a nice piece of cake, she brings the cake the next day and throws it in your face in front of your employees? What do you do again?
I would still take her outside and not act.
Man, I'm starting to think that Jack is an angel.
Stop playing. Stop playing.
Jack, do you carry Jack?
Absolutely.
That's why he speaks like that. That's why he has good relation with his wife, because he's not afraid of nothing. Now I know why, Jack. Now you give me the secret. And I'm messing with
She's
you.
probably there. She's
If a
probably right
wife
next to
acts
him.
up, I read this quote in one book. Do not react, just act.
Mazel, what does this mean? Ephraim, you're speaking
react.
Shakespeare.
Don't react.
Yeah.
Time I
Because
see.
every reaction has an action.
I'll tell you with Rabbi Chia, what happened with Rabbi Chia. Rabbi Chia would all the time he would teach his students Torah. His wife would come in and she would embarrass him in front of the class. One time it happened. The next day he went, he brought her a nice piece of cake. She brought the cake to the class, threw it in his face in front of the students. He didn't say a word. He took a towel, wiped it off, continued learning. The next day, well, it happened after some time, he went and he bought a nice jewelry. She took the jewelry, comes to the class, she rips it, says, "You can't buy me." Again, she embarrassed him. Then he bought her a nice dress, and this continued for months. The students are saying to Rabbi Chia, you taught us that there's divorce that's written in the Torah for a reason. Look, you can't live with such a woman. How did Jeff say? How do you call that woman? Toxic. She's very toxic, yeah? What's that word even? Toxic. Yeah, you got it. I thought toxic is one person gets drunk, but okay. Toxic, right? How you live with such a woman? Listen to this, Israel, what Rabbi Chia said. Beautiful piece. Rabbi Chia said, I thought I was teaching you guys this whole time Torah. I realized you guys didn't learn anything from what I've been teaching you. The whole purpose of the Torah is to show hakarat tov, is to show gratitude, is to show appreciation. He said, you guys don't realize this woman over here raises my children, wakes up at night, keeps me away from sin, meaning I don't have to go with other women. She takes care of my house. For that alone, I will always be grateful for her, no matter what she does. And this is very important for us to know. Because one of the biggest problems we have, we think that our women don't do anything for us. Start enumerating the things that your wife does for you. I'm telling you right now, you're going to pick her up on your head. You know, Jack, you know what somebody told me? Rabbi John, in Russian, everybody speaks Russian? You know what one guy told me? Rabbi, ты на голову поставишь. One guy said, you're going to put it on your head. It's not good. You know how they speak, the Bukharians. You know what I told him? It is better to carry your wife on the head than to chas v'shalom stomp over her. That's always better. And this is what we have to understand about time. You're not going to carry the baby. You're not going to wake up at night. You're not going to change the diapers. If it wouldn't be for your wife, you wouldn't be on this meeting right now also. It's only because of them we have time to do everything we want for ourselves. So Jigarik, that alone, your wife deserves a bouquet of roses.
But what if the husband
Don't forget my address, Jigarik also.
What if the husband also wakes up in the middle of the night and, does all these things and helps out?
I'm on Israel. Israel, it's very important that you help out your wife. But I want to teach you one thing. The heart of a mother comes nowhere close. The mother's heart is nothing. Nobody comes close to it. That's what the Torah teaches. Why does a woman have to feed? Why do we want the mother to breastfeed the child where the place of the heart is? The breastfeeding could have been done from her legs like cows, from that place where you have relations. Because Hashem didn't want the children to see something improper. He wanted it to be next to the heart. That's why children are very much connected to the mother.
The heart.
The heart. That's if you ever see people go on a date, the girl, she takes the guy, you're not allowed to do it because you're not allowed to touch before you get married. But those that do it, why are you laughing, Jigari? What's so funny? I can't do this. Jigari, how did when you start, Jigari, when people were in front?
I'm getting excited, Rabbi.
Don't get excited right now. What did the woman do? They take your head and they put it by their chest. So in your mind, you think about her, yeah? But that's not what she wants you to put it by her heart. She wants you to feel her heart, to feel her. You got to think the cultural way, Jigari. Come on.
Wow.
Come on, Jigari. Anyway, Rabotai, I love you all. Have a great day. If you guys have any questions, if not, I'll see you guys tomorrow.
Thank you, Rabbi.
No problem. I'll see you.
Thank you.
Elon was quiet today.
Looking forward for tomorrow. Israel, don't stop helping your wife.
Elon was quiet.
You're great, man. You the man.
Jiggy, you're the man, Jigga.
Love you, man.
Arthur, I'll see you guys. Ilya, I'll see you, everyone. I'll see you guys.
Israel's getting emoji happy over there.
I'll see you guys.
Bye.
Bye, guys.
Bye.